Yes, BUD certified master trainer. Sir has brought transformation in the lives of more than 10,000 individuals in the past decade. His expertise into mind programming. He is a faculty of art of living. So I welcome sir and would like to hand over the session to Rohit sir. Over you sir. Thank you. Sir, your voice, so audio is off. Yes.
Is it audible now?
Yes sir. Yes.
Yeah. So anytime when we are in a webinar, online webinar, the first question that is asked is, am I audible? Am I visible? So if I am audible, I am visible to everyone. In the chat box, please type ACVC, audio clear, video clear, so that I will get to know that everyone is able to see me and hear me. Okay, 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 okay. Okay, so moving ahead, before we move ahead, there are a few questions that I'll ask you, and I want answers in the same way as you typed ACVC, that is in the chat box. Okay, so first question is, how many of you are comfortable with English? So those who are comfortable with English or type E in the chat box. Okay, okay, great, great, great. So now the second question is, how many of you are comfortable in Hindi? Type H or Hindi. Okay. And the third question is, how many of you are comfortable in Marathi? Marathi मध्ये किती जण comfortable आहात? Type Marathi किंवा M in the chat box. Monday morning ला असा response मिळणं, amazing thing. I am, you all are excited, even I am excited for this session. So these are the preliminary questions that I am going to ask you, so that our session will be an interactive session. And in any case, if you don't understand anything or if you have any questions, please make a note of it and we will take it in the question answer session. Okay. So since I am seeing in the chat box the number of people who are comfortable with English, or the people who are comfortable with Hindi, or the people who are comfortable with Marathi is kind of similar or equal. So we will use this language, which we call it as Mihinglish, which is the combination of Marathi, Hindi and English. Name given by me. During my sessions, I normally use this language, whichever language is comfortable, because language should be the medium of understanding and not a medium for difficulties. That is what I feel. So मध्येच थोडंसं मराठी, मध्येच थोडंसं हिंदी, मध्ये इंग्लिश असं करत आपण कंटिन्यू करूयात. Is that okay for everyone? If okay, type okay in the chat box. Great. So this session is going to be an interactive session, and in which I'll be asking you questions and I need response from you all, because this response will tell me that yes, you are here in this webinar. Also, it will help me to understand that we are on the same platform. Okay. So keep responding, keep giving answers, keep the energy up, because the energy that I require, I get from the responses that you give. So the more energy you give, the more energy I get, and the more energy I get, the more exciting the session will be. Okay? Is that clear to everyone? If yes, type clear. Great, great, great. So I will start the presentation now. Yeah. So everyone is able to see the presentation. If yes, type yes in the chat box. This is about me, a short glimpse of what I have done. Even you can Google it on, and you will get all the information. Rather than wasting time in telling about myself, I would like to talk about teaching and digitalization. So first of all, what question I need you all to answer is, what is your reason to be in this profession? You can type in the chat box. What is your reason to be in this profession? Answers are coming. Okay, love to teach, great. What about others? Others, keep typing answers. Keep the chat box flooded. Okay. So when you talk about teaching as a profession, there are students also. There are students also. So I would like to know, what is your reason? What is your reason to take whatever profession you have taken? I would like to know from the students also. Your reason to be engineers, your reason to be into this STEM of engineering, that is electrical engineering, branch of engineering. What is your reason? I would like to know, so that the session will go in hand with the familiarities of whatever you are doing. That is the reason I'm asking these questions. Okay. Waiting for some answer, guys. Interested in execution of ideas and engineering pushes me to do so. Adnan, awesome. To learn something interesting and discover new things. Great. Okay. Okay. What about others? There are almost 31 people who have answered. What about others? See, the more you give, the more you get. So keep answering and you will get more. I assure you that. So today we are discussing about the topic increasing engagement in the occupation with digitalization. Okay, for innovation, Swapnil, you are here. Great, great to know that. So answers are coming. Let the answers keep coming and we will go ahead. सध्या कसं होतं की मागच्या वर्षीपर्यंत बिफोर प्री कोविड एरा जो आपण म्हणू शकतो आता, की त्या एरामध्ये असं होतं की बऱ्याचशा गोष्टी आपण प्रॅक्टिकली शिकत होतो. ऑनलाईन इंडियाच्या दृष्टिकोनाने तसं बऱ्यापैकी बाहेर होतं. ऑनलाईन सेशन्स, ऑनलाईन क्लासेस, काही प्लॅटफॉर्म्स जसे की युडेमी आहे किंवा अजून काही कोर्सेरा आहे, या प्लॅटफॉर्म्स वरती ऑनलाईन लर्निंग चालू झालेलं होतं. पण तेव्हा ते इट वॉज लाईक काइंड ऑफ स्वतःच्या इच्छेप्रमाणे आपण ते घेऊ शकत होतो. आणि ड्युरिंग कोविड एरा और मे बी आता पोस्ट कोविड असं अजून झालेलं आहे की जिथे डिजिटलायझेशन ऑफ education is one of the major changes that we are seeing, right? बरोबर आहे. सो मला आता तुमच्याकडून हे जाणून घ्यायचं आहे की हे सगळं जेव्हा तुम्ही करत होता त्यावेळी तुमचे डिजिटलायझेशन बद्दलचे काय व्ह्यूज आहेत? You can type in the chat box or you can just unmute yourself and answer. That is also okay. What are your views about digitalization? So to start with, I'll start with my views about digitalization so that you will get an idea, because many of them I think are wondering what to answer on this question, your views. Right? So my views about digitalization is considered to be the only way we can keep things going in this era wherein social distancing matters, wherein community spread is to be taken care of. So या याच्यात डिजिटलायझेशनचा खूप खूप उपयोग झालेला आहे. समजा हे डिजिटलायझेशन नसतं तर कुठेतरी एकदम सगळ्या गोष्टी पॉज वरती आल्या असत्या, हॉल्ट वरती आल्या असत्या. अँड सिन्स दिस डिजिटलायझेशन इज देअर, त्यामुळे असं झालंय की आपण या सगळ्यामुळे गोष्टी कंटिन्यू करू शकलो. म्हणजे मीटिंग्स असतील किंवा लेक्चर्स असतील किंवा प्रेझेंटेशन्स असतील, हे सगळं करण्यासाठी आपल्याला या टेक्नॉलॉजीनी, या डिजिटलायझेशननी खूप मदत केली. आणि इथून पुढे जाताना जेव्हा आपण याच गोष्टीचा विचार करतो, वेन वी थिंक ऑफ डिजिटलायझेशन, हाऊ मेनी थिंग्स वी नीड टू चेंज, राईट? बऱ्याच गोष्टी आपल्याला चेंज कराव्या लागल्या, राईट फ्रॉम आवर हॅबिट्स ऑफ लाईक talking in front of camera, where initially we used to interact in person. So what is this change? How is that affected you is what matters. आणि त्याच्यामुळे काल आपण बघितलं, काल अजून मागच्या सेशन्स मध्ये, 2 सेशन्स मध्ये डिजिटलायझेशन मुळे होणारा स्ट्रेस आणि त्याच्यावरती सोल्युशन्स उमेश आणि मोनाली यांनी खूप चांगल्या प्रकारे त्याच्यावरती आपल्याला सोल्युशन्स प्रोव्हाइड केले. आणि ते सोल्युशन्स आपला स्ट्रेस मॅनेज करण्यासाठी होते. आज आपण बघणार आहोत सोल्युशन्स टू हाऊ टू गेट इन टू दिस चेंज. सो हाऊ मेनी ऑफ यू आर रेडी टू लर्न अबाउट द सोल्युशन्स फॉर एंगेजमेंट इन द ऑक्युपेशन विथ डिजिटलायझेशन? Those who are ready, type ready in the chat box so that I'll understand you're all ready. I guess some people are waiting whether they are ready or not. Yes, now I'm getting the answers. Yes, you are all ready. And for that, now you are all ready, I would like to understand from you all, because this session is going to be an interactive session, what are your challenges? What are your challenges while getting into this digital phase of education as a student and as a professor? Both I would like to know, so that it will be better for me to give you solutions rather than giving a generalistic solutions, generic solutions. It's always better that we understand our needs and then we go ahead with the solutions. Isn't that what we do when we go for a client visit? Yeah. Are you all doing internships or something? If yes, type yes. Those who are students. So what I have observed in this 18 minutes is when I ask any question which is related about giving your views about anything, there is a big pause. And when there is a question related to whether you are ready or not, whether you are understanding or not. Only those are the questions which are getting answered. So I would like to change this pattern and convert it into an interactive sessions. Okay, are you all geared up for this and for this interactive session, or you were just expecting it to be a lecture or a webinar wherein you will be just sitting and attending it? What is it? No worries, we will move ahead and I will tell you what challenges I have came across, or the challenges which my clients have expressed while I deal with students, I deal with teachers, I deal with corporates. The major three challenges that all of them has shared is about, the first thing is, what if the internet goes down? While we are on the session and internet goes down, we don't have that much of connectivity. First challenge about the infrastructure. Second challenge is about this new technology we are not able to handle. Sometimes the video camera is off, sometimes the video camera suddenly switches on, sometimes while speaking I'm on mute, sometimes it goes on and on like I'm talking to somebody else and that is also getting recorded. So what to speak, when to speak, how to speak, that is all what matters. And the third most important challenge is shifting all the preparation that I have done for doing everything offline to online. This is a thing, this is a transformation as well as a challenge for many of us. So I would like to know what are your challenges, and if you would express this, it will be easy for us to work on it. So as I have told you, these were the challenges that came across, major challenges that I came across through my clients. I would like to know the challenges that you were having. सी कसं असतं की सोल्युशन्स केव्हा येतात जेव्हा प्रॉब्लेम असतील. जर तुम्ही त्या प्रॉब्लेम स्टेटच नाही केला तर मग इट विल बी लाईक की देयर इज नो प्रॉब्लेम, अँड व्हेन देयर इज नो प्रॉब्लेम देयर विल बी नो सोल्युशन, राईट? So if you have got problem with digitalization, if you have got things that you need to overcome, challenges that you need to overcome, please express them. "34 people listening, waiting for my answers, directly want solution, I guess." So I'm waiting for some answers, people. No worries, I'll take the generic solutions and we will move ahead with those generic solutions. Okay. So ways to increase engagement in occupation, in whichever occupation you are, may that you may be a professor, may that you may be a lecturer, or what you can say, you are a student. So first of all, we need to understand that apart from the challenges, there are benefits of digitalization. The digitalization has helped us to keep things moving, and also it has helped us to keep connected in spite of this era wherein everything had stopped for a moment in the period of lockdown. So as there are benefits of digitalization, we are at home at our space, attending to lectures, giving lectures, and keeping up the pace with the moving world, because in this world nothing stops. We need to keep up the pace with the moving world. So what are the different options to increase the engagement? How to increase the engagement? So considering the professors. First, I'll go ahead with the professors, or do you want me to go ahead with the students? What you want? It will be as you say, students or professors, because this engagement involves both students as well as professors. What you want? Type in the chat box. First, should I tell about students or should I tell about professors? Professors, great. What about other professors who are there? Do you want to talk me about the engagement, increasing engagement for the professors? Is it like that? So I've got one answer. Okay, so we'll go ahead with that. So considering professors, what are the challenges that professors face that I have came across while dealing with other professors? Was the first thing was we are not that techno savvy. We are not used to using this digitalization, online platforms for teaching, for creating lectures, and how can we just shift ourselves like in a moment from offline to online? We need preparation, we need time, and that is what we don't have it. So how to deal with this? So the first key is start accepting the fact that you need to shift from offline to online till the time offline things are back again on track. In this, what you can do, you can take help of your students. How this will be beneficial as a professor? See, uh, you take up projects, right? You take up different interns as your interns, or what you say, apprentice, for teaching them the industry knowledge, right? So while you are doing this, you can take your interns or apprenticeship students to take help from them, which will in hand helpful to you to get adaptable to this digitalization. Simple example, बरेचसे स्टुडंट्स आपल्याकडे येतात, आम्हाला इंटर्नशिप हवी आहे, आम्हाला अप्रेंटिसशिप हवी आहे, मला नवीन गोष्टी शिकायच्या आहेत. मग ह्या गोष्टी शिकत असताना तुम्ही त्यांना ऍज अ इंटर्न किंवा ऍज अ असिस्टंट लेक्चरशिप ह्या ज्या काही पोझिशन्स आहेत त्या क्रिएट करून तिथे तुम्ही एंगेजमेंट वाढवू शकता स्टुडंट्स बरोबरची, ऍज वेल एज यू कॅन डेव्हलप युअर स्किल्स अबाउट getting adaptable to digitalization. This is the first thing. जेव्हा मी हे सांगतो तेव्हा बऱ्याचदा मला प्रोफेसर्स टीचर्स कडून हे यायचं, पण ह्याच्यासाठी लागणारं फंडिंग ते कसं अप्रूव्ह होणार? ओके, सो मी इथे सांगेन की हे फंडिंग अप्रूव्ह होईल नाही होईल ह्याच्यापर्यंत थांबण्याच्या आधी फार पूर्वी, म्हणजे जेव्हा मनी हा कन्सेप्ट यायच्या आधी एक पद्धत वापरली जायची ज्याला बार्टर म्हटलं जातं. ओके, गिव्ह अँड टेक असतो की यू गिव्ह समथिंग अँड यू टेक समथिंग. ओके, सो ही जर पद्धत आपण इथे वापरली, बिकॉज यू ऍज अ प्रोफेसर आर गिव्हिंग नॉलेज, इंडस्ट्री एक्सपिरियन्स टू द स्टुडंट्स, अँड in the what you can say, त्याच्या बदल्यात तुम्ही त्या स्टुडंट्स कडून तुम्हाला जे डिजिटलायझेशन मध्ये नवीन नवीन प्लॅटफॉर्म्स आहेत ते त्यांच्याकडून शिकून घेण्याची जर हेल्प घेतली तर इट विल बी व्हेरी मच इझी फॉर यू ऍज अ प्रोफेसर टू वर्क अँड गेट अडॅप्टेबल इन दिस डिजिटलायझेशन. आता प्रोफेसर्सचा एक भाग सांगून झाला, दुसरा भाग आला तो म्हणजे स्टुडंट्स बद्दल. स्टुडंट्सला हे कसं काय युजफुल ठरू शकतं, राईट? सो इथे स्टुडंट्स किती आहेत? जे कोणी स्टुडंट्स आहेत त्यांनी फक्त स्टुडंट असं टाईप करा बरं, सो दॅट आय विल अंडरस्टँड हाऊ मेनी ऑफ यू आर स्टुडंट्स. टाईप स्टुडंट इन द चॅट बॉक्स सो दॅट आय अंडरस्टँड दिस मेनी आर द स्टुडंट्स. स्टुडंट स्टुडंट स्टुडंट. ओके, 3 जण स्टुडंट आहेत, बाकी सगळे प्रोफेसर आहेत. नाही येत आहे, आन्सर्स येत आहे. ओके ओके ओके, ग्रेट. स्टुडंट जास्त आहेत. तर तुम्हाला जाणून घ्यायला आवडेल का की ह्याच्यात तुमचा काय बेनिफिट आहे? प्रोफेसर्सच्या बेनिफिट्स बद्दल तर मी बोललो, तुमचा काय बेनिफिट आहे? इफ यू वॉन्ट टू नो व्हॉट इज देअर फॉर यू, then type benefit, so that I'll understand that you want to have the benefit of helping your professors. Oh, एकाचं आलंय उत्तर. What about others? What about others? What about others? Benefit, yes, yes. मला सांगा, सगळ्या स्टुडंट्सला हा प्रश्न आहे की तुम्ही कुठलंही ऑक्युपेशन घ्या, ते ऑक्युपेशन मध्ये ग्रो होण्यासाठी, ते ऑक्युपेशनचं नॉलेज तुम्हाला मिळण्यासाठी, हु इज द पर्सन दॅट इज रेस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर इट? हु इज द पर्सन दॅट इज रेस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर इट? येस, प्लीज आन्सर. तुम्ही कुठल्याही ऑक्युपेशन मध्ये असता, त्या ऑक्युपेशन मधलं ज्ञान तुम्हाला मिळण्यासाठी, एक्सपिरियन्स तुम्हाला मिळण्यासाठी, who is the only person, professor or a teacher of a particular field? Right, Shivam, very good. So professor is, हे सगळ्यांना मान्य आहे की प्रोफेसर किंवा टीचर त्या फील्ड मधला जो कोणी तुम्हाला शिकवत असतो तो रेस्पॉन्सिबल आहे, इम्पॉर्टंट आहे. ओके, आणि मला सांगा, इथे त्या प्रोफेसर्सला जर काही चॅलेंज येत असेल की जे त्यांच्या एरिया ऑफ एक्सपर्टीजच्या बाहेरच आहे, and if you could help them, wouldn't it be beneficial for you all in improving their skills, wherein they can impart the knowledge of their expertise using those skills which are currently used? Isn't that beneficial for you? Yes or no? If you feel yes, type yes. If you feel no, you can type no. Perfect. Perfect. So when you take so much of learning, so much of knowledge from your professors, from your teachers, isn't it your responsibility that you also help them with developing the skills of this new age of digitalization? Yes. So there can be, when you go as an intern, when you take knowledge from your professors, your teachers, you can help them with developing their skills with how to take an online session. What are the key areas of engagement? So while you are talking about getting engaged with the digitalization, students, I can totally say that you are quite tech savvy than your professors, right? Yes or no? Because you are using smartphones from the age you get to understand what a phone is. Isn't that the thing? Yes or no? You are very well versed with your phones, using internet, using online services, right? Getting to know all the platforms, because it has become a necessity for you to use all these things, right? And against this, think about your professors. They were so much into delivering everything offline, using methods they have learned for delivering or imparting knowledge offline. And now when they want to shift it to online, if they are facing some challenges, isn't it necessary for you all to help them? So this is one thing wherein you can help your professors and keep gaining knowledge and experience from them, so that this digitalization won't be a hurdle for them to impart their knowledge and creating occupations. Because, as I always say, teaching is the profession which creates all other professions. Do you all agree to this? Teaching is the profession which creates all other professions. Do you agree to this? I'm asking to all the students. Yes, exactly. And that is why we need to help and get into helping out teachers, professors to bring out the best of their skills by using online platforms. Some teachers are there who are very much tech savvy. They can even help their colleagues. Okay, because what happens as when we consider a total field of education, we are all educators, we are all developing a generation, and in this case, we have got a motive, a cause, a purpose, that is to develop this young minds. Do all professors agree with me? Ultimately, this is your purpose, right? To develop generation, right? And for that, if you are able or if you need to learn new things, you have to be ready, right? Yes. The only question is how. The first solution I have given, take help from your students. Now, how to go ahead with this? Okay, students are ready, teachers are ready. How to go ahead with this? Then, in that case, second thing comes increasing employability skills, because when we consider whatever we are teaching in the lectures, in the syllabus, and the actual industry relevance that is required is much higher. Okay, so we need to work on increasing employability skills, and while doing this, we can use this barter, increasing students' employability skills and working on our skills as a professor to get used to the new platforms, new digitalization. So tell me, what are your challenges when we talk about all these things? See, this topic is quite an interesting topic, because the more we go into the interaction, it will help us to find out solutions which will be helpful for both professors as well as students. Because sometimes, apart from the technical challenges, there are some challenges which deals with our own self. That is our acceptance. Second is our readiness. Third is our ego. Sometimes this ego can be super, what you can say, this ego sometimes becomes a challenge in learning new things. So, moving ahead from here, I'm now going to share with you all one amazing thing which will help you to understand how to deal with these other challenges. As I have discussed with you, these are the different options of engaging through volunteering work, assistant lectureship, wherein you can take your students as assistant lecturers, and help take their help to develop sessions, to interact with, to reach with the students by asking assignments in the form of maybe blogs, maybe video, audio, or maybe you can ask them to create podcast, and here your students who are well versed with all these things can help you in converting the formats from offline to online, and this will in turn help their employability skills, because they will understand how to convert knowledge into wisdom, how to convert knowledge into skills, how you can convert the applicability of the knowledge that they have learned. So when we move ahead, there is this thing which you all need to understand, whether you are a professor, whether you are a student, what you need to understand is this success cycle. Before moving ahead, I would like you all to answer one question, that is, how many of you have experienced this particular scenario की जिथे तुम्ही अचानक जबरदस्त एकदम परफॉर्म करत आहात, म्हणजे तुमचं स्पोर्ट्स असू देत किंवा तुमचे अकॅडमिक्स असू देत किंवा तुमचं रेग्युलर रुटीन असू देत, यू आर परफॉर्मिंग अमेझिंगली यू आर परफॉर्मिंग दॅट यू आर इन कम्प्लिटली इन फॉर्म. आणि त्याचबरोबर कधी कधी असं होतं अचानक काहीतरी घडतं आणि इट इज लाईक यू आर आउट ऑफ युअर फॉर्म. वॉट एव्हर यू डू यू फील लाईक यू आर हॅव्हिंग अ फेलियर. जे काही तुम्ही करत असता त्याच्यात तुम्हाला अचानक असं व्हायला लागतं की अरे आय एम मिसिंग आउट ऑन समथिंग, आय एम फेलिंग टू परफॉर्म बेटर. हाऊ मेनी ऑफ यू हॅव एक्सपिरियन्स दिस थिंग? अचानक की ज्याला आपण आउट ऑफ फॉर्म जाणं म्हणतो आणि इन फॉर्म राहणं, या दोन्ही गोष्टी कधी ना कधी तरी आपण आपल्या लाईफ मध्ये एक्सपिरियन्स केल्या असतील, राईट? येस अनु? की काही केलं, काही करा, किती चांगलं करा, आयदर शिव्या पडतायत किंवा काहीतरी चुकतंय. येस येस उत्कर्ष, व्हेरी गुड. This good is about that you are replying, you are responding. Okay. What about others? This is the one thing that I am going to tell you right now, which will be helpful throughout your life as well as to increase engagement in digitalization. So I would like to have response from you. सो असं होतं का की एखाद्या गोष्टीबद्दल तुम्ही काहीतरी विचार करता, एक समजूत निर्माण करता, यू क्रिएट अ बिलीफ फॉर युअर ओन सेल्फ. ओके. अँड डिपेंडिंग ऑन दॅट बिलीफ युअर पोटेन्शियल्स either decrease or they increase. And then depending on those potentials, whatever actions you take become a right action or a wrong action. And depending on the actions that you take, you get the result, which are either expected results or those are unexpected results, which we call as failures. Have you experienced this cycle? How many of you have experienced this cycle? Those who have experienced this cycle say I. Those who have experienced this cycle say I. Okay. What about others? Haven't they experienced this cycle? Yeah, 4 to 5 people are answering. What about others? Haven't you experienced this cycle? I'm not asking about only about your academics. I am asking about throughout your life. Have you experienced this cycle? So I've seen, I have here 26 people are here and I'm getting answers from 4 to 5 people. So is it something that I need to ask you to keep your videos on so that it will be beneficial for all of us to keep the session interactive? Then just switch on your videos, which will be beneficial for all of us that we are here interacting with the session. Yes, please switch on your videos and we will have a discussion on this, about this cycle. And for that, I need you all to interact. Yes, please switch. No videos, sir. Okay. No videos, sir. What about others? What about others? Because the thing is that why I'm asking to keep your videos on, because I'm not getting any response in the chat box and I require response to take this session ahead from him, because I am going to teach you a technique which will help you understand and use it for getting used to this change. Okay, I'm neither getting any response in the chat box, neither I'm getting any response in the even the videos are not getting switched on. It's okay, I'll go ahead and continue with the session, wherein I'll directly start talking about the success cycle that I just disclosed in front of you. And the success cycle is about 4 factors that play an important role, whether whatever you are doing it and achieving success, or you're doing it and achieving failures. So the first factor in this cycle is beliefs. तुमच्या ज्या काही समजुती असतात, एखादं काम करत असताना, कुठलंही काम असू देत, ते लेक्चर घेणं असू देत, लेक्चर ऐकणं असू देत, किंवा काही प्रॅक्टिकल करणं असू देत, त्याबद्दलच्या तुमच्या समजुती काय आहेत, व्हॉट एव्हर बिलीफ्स यू आर हॅव्हिंग, दॅट बिलीफ्स आर गोइंग टू क्रिएट either a success cycle or a failure cycle. So first of all, you need to understand what are your beliefs about whatever you are doing. Now that we are talking about increasing engagement in the occupation with digitalization, in this case, we need to understand what are our beliefs. Beliefs are like, मला हे जमू शकेल का? Can I do it? Will I be able to do it? This digitalization is so difficult. This digitalization, I am not able to understand and use this platform itself. How to see if my students are there or not, whether they are listening to me or not? Will I be able to do it? मला हे जमेल का? मी करू शकेन का? अरे यार, हे खूप किचकट आहे. किंवा सेशन अटेंड करताना ऍज अ स्टुडंट, हे टीचर काय बोलतायत मला काही समजेल का ऑनलाईन, कारण मला तर ऑफलाईन असे प्रश्न विचारायची सवय आहे, मग मी काय करायचं? हे ऑनलाईनचं मध्येच इंटरनेट गेलं तर मग ते लेक्चर मी कसं कंटिन्यू करू? मग तेवढ्यात जर माझं मोबाईलची बॅटरी संपली तर, मध्येच काही टेक्निकल चॅलेंजेस आले तर, सर्व्हर क्रॅश झाला तर, ह्या तुमच्या ज्या काही बिलीफ्स आहेत ना about that particular thing, that play an important role, because whatever we think happens. Whatever we think happens. Our belief system play a major role in doing something. Okay? आता तुमच्या ह्याच बाबतीत जर बिलीफ सिस्टम्स अशा असतील, अरे मी हे शिकू शकतो, मी मदत घेऊ शकतो, मी हे करू शकतो, आत्ता जर असं नाही तर ते तसं, असं काहीतरी त्याच्यात वेगळा परिवर्तन आणून मी हे वर्कआउट करू शकतो. मग मला सांगा, फर्स्ट केस आणि सेकंड केस, या दोन्ही केसेस मध्ये जास्त हेल्पफुल काय ठरेल? फर्स्ट केस और द सेकंड केस? व्हॉट काइंड ऑफ बिलीफ्स विल बी हेल्पफुल फॉर यू? पॉझिटिव्ह बिलीफ्स और निगेटिव्ह बिलीफ्स? व्हॉट विल बी हेल्पफुल फॉर यू? You can type in the chat box. What beliefs will be helpful for you? Positive beliefs or negative beliefs? Positive beliefs, positive, right? Positive. And yes, positive. Everyone agrees that we require a positive belief. Yes, we require, right? And what is the actual thing that happened? प्रत्यक्षात काय घडतं? आपल्याला माहिती असतं की आपल्याला पॉझिटिव्ह बिलीफ असणं गरजेचं आहे, पण त्यावेळी जेव्हा तुम्ही हे गोष्टी करायला घेता तेव्हा काय होतं? What do you face with? What do you face with? समोर काय आहे? डोक्यात काय आहे? निगेटिव्ह थॉट्स, निगेटिव्ह बिलीफ्स, राईट? कारण आपलं प्रोग्रामिंग अशा प्रकारे झालेलं असतं की पटकन आपण एखादी गोष्ट नवीन आली की आपला कम्फर्ट झोन सोडायला रेडी नसतो. आणि हा खूप जनरल पॅटर्न आहे आपल्या माइंडचा. ओके, सिन्स मगाशी जसं गायत्री मॅडमनी इथे सांगितलं की माय एक्सपर्टीज इज इनटू माइंड प्रोग्रामिंग. सो इथे एव्हरीथिंग इज रिलेटेड टू आवर माइंड. आपला माइंडसेट कसा असतो त्याप्रमाणे गोष्टी बदलतात. येस उत्कर्ष, यू आर राईट. कधी कधी असं होतं. येस, ओके. आणि त्या कधी कधी मधलं जर आपल्याला निगेटिव्ह काढून टाकता आलं, विल दॅट बी हेल्पफुल टू यू ऑल? येस, परफेक्ट. सो इथे पहिले आपल्याला काय करायला लागेल? द फर्स्ट थिंग दॅट वी नीड टू अंडरस्टँड इज व्हेनेवर देअर कम्स अ निगेटिव्ह बिलीफ और निगेटिव्ह थॉट, ह्याच्यावर आपलं पहिली गोष्ट आपण काय करतो? हे नाही आलं पाहिजे, हे नाही आलं पाहिजे, हे नाही आलं पाहिजे, राईट? असं होतं. वी इमिडिएटली रेजिस्ट दॅट निगेटिव्ह थॉट. happens to everyone? Yes or no? And when you resist that negative belief or negative thought, what is the next thing that happens? You get flooded with negative thoughts and a chain of negative thoughts is created. And then you are like, ये करना ही नहीं है, मुझे ये जमेगा ही नहीं, ये मेरे लिए बना ही नहीं है. And you live it. And when you are into this negative belief system, it hampers your potentials. Now we will see this cycle with the reference. So here, cycle is about B is for beliefs. This beliefs helps you to develop your potentials. Okay. So when you have got all those negative beliefs, in that case, what happens? Your potentials starts to diminish. Your potential starts to decrease. So when you have flooded with all the negative thoughts, negative belief systems, we are like, पोटेंशियल बढ़ा के भी क्या होने वाला है? छोड़ना, कोई तो कर लेगा, मुझे क्या करना है? ये करके भी क्या फायदा होने वाला है? मुझे तो पता है ये होने ही नहीं वाला है. We get stuck into ignoring the importance of developing our potentials and skills. Does this thing happen with you? Yes. Does it happen with you? If you are in the wrong belief system or negative belief system, you fail to develop your potentials. Yes. And then what is the result? What is the result? The result is it affects your actions. It affects your actions. And as a result, the actions that you take are not the actions which you actually require to do. Right? Do you agree? Do you all agree? If yes, just put yes so that I will understand that yes, we are on the same platform. And when your actions are not appropriate, when your actions are not to the point, to the mark, then will you get the results that you want to achieve? Do you have those results which are actually expected? Do you get that? Exactly, you don't get that. And what it does when you don't get unexpected, when you get unexpected results which are not that what you have desired for, it strengthens your negative belief. It strengthens your negative belief that ये तो नहीं होगा, मुझे पता था ये नहीं होने वाला है, हे होणार नाही, मला माहित होतं, कशाला अजून काम करायचं, जाऊ दे ना, हे काय होणार नाहीये, बघितलं ना आता केलं काय झालं, शेवटी रिझल्ट काय आला, असाच आला ना, याच्यापेक्षा यायला पाहिजे होतं चांगला, आला का, नाही आला. And you get stuck up into the failure cycle. Okay, so the first thing that you need to do is start working on your beliefs. As yesterday Dr. Monali had suggested you to do pranayam meditation, it helps you to create a positive belief system. Okay, and today in the next session also we will be looking at the psychological aspects of digitalization, wherein you will get to know more things about this. So first of all, you need to work on your belief system, that is to develop a positive belief system that you can do using affirmations, daily affirmations, that yes, I am confident enough to change to this new era. I am confident enough to change and shift my work pattern. It is easy for me to do all these things. I am able to do it. I am able to achieve the results that I want. When you start giving such affirmations, your mind immediately develops a positive mindset, which in turn helps you to develop positive potentials. That is, it starts working on developing the potential that you actually require to perform any task, and that is how you are going to start developing your potentials. So once you start developing your potentials, tell me one thing, people, when you start to develop your potentials, how your actions will be. कसे असतील तुमचे ऍक्शन्स? जेव्हा तुमचे बिलीफ सिस्टम्स राईट असतील, तुमचं पोटेन्शियल्स जे आहेत त्याच्यावर तुम्ही काम करायला लागलेले आहात, अपेक्षित स्किल्स तुम्ही शिकलेले आहात, मग याच्यानंतर तुम्ही ज्या काही कृती करणार आहात, व्हॉट एव्हर ऍक्शन्स यू आर गोइंग टू टेक, हाऊ आर दिस ऍक्शन्स गोइंग टू बी? टाइप इन द चॅट बॉक्स, हाऊ आर दिस ऍक्शन्स गोइंग टू बी? येस पीपल, कसे असतील हे ऍक्शन्स? Right and strong, yes. What about others? When you have right mindset, right belief system, you are developing your potentials, yes, the actions will be better than before. Yes, what about others? What about others? बाकीच्यांना काय वाटतं? Shivam, Utkarsh, very good that you are responding. Amazing. Yes, what about others? जसं मी पहिले पण सांगितलं, the more you give, the more you get. ते जेवढं जास्त तुम्ही रेस्पॉन्ड कराल तेवढं जास्त तुम्हाला मिळेल. सो कीप रेस्पॉन्डिंग. अँड आय एम शुअर की जे जे लोक रेस्पॉन्ड करतायत, नक्कीच तुम्हाला तुम्ही जे देताय त्याच्यापेक्षा जास्त मिळतंय. बरोबर आहे? येस उत्कर्ष, शिवम, am I speaking sense? Perfect. Perfect. And that is why I am asking you all people to keep responding. Okay? Yeah. So आता मला सांगा, tell me one thing, when you have got actions better than before, actions right and strong, what will be the result? What will be the result? कसा असेल त्याचा रिझल्ट? जेव्हा तुम्ही योग्य ऍक्शन्स घेत आहात, आधीपेक्षा बेटर ऍक्शन्स घेत आहात, रिझल्ट विल बी बेटर. येस. पॉझिटिव्ह. येस. आणि जेव्हा हे पॉझिटिव्ह रिझल्ट मिळतात एक्सपेक्टेड फ्रॉम अस, राईट, वी विल गेट द डिझायर्ड गोल. येस, एक्झॅक्टली. आणि जेव्हा हे होतं त्यावेळेस ऍक्च्युली काय घडतं माहितीये का? It helps to strengthen your positive beliefs. आणि मग तुमच्या पॉझिटिव्ह बिलीफ्स जशा स्ट्रॉंग व्हायला लागतात, त्याच्यामुळे तुमचे पोटेन्शियल्स अजून वाढायला लागतात. पोटेन्शियल्स अजून वाढल्यामुळे तुम्ही ज्या काही कृती करतात त्या देखील अजून चांगल्या होतात, आणि या अजून चांगल्या कृती झाल्यामुळे तुम्हाला अजून चांगले रिझल्ट मिळतात, आणि ही सक्सेस सायकल होते. अँड देन इट बिकम्स सक्सेस सायकल. यू ऑल ऍग्री टू दिस? हे असं होतं. दिस इज based on research made by various psychologists, various people who have worked their lives out to identify what actually brings a person in form. Okay, so आता यापुढे तुमचं जर डिजिटलायझेशन मध्ये तुम्हाला जे जे काही चॅलेंजेस असतील, पहिली गोष्ट काय करायला लागेल की आपले डिजिटलायझेशन बद्दलचे काय बिलीफ्स आहेत. We have to make a list of our beliefs about digitalization. त्याबद्दलचे आपले beliefs काय आहेत. What we think about this digitalization. If we think, wow, this is an amazing thing, at any cost I am able to connect with my students. This is an amazing thing, I am able to connect with my professors. Yes, you are on the right track. And oh my God, how will I be able to connect with my students? Will I be able to do it? Will I be able to impart the knowledge I wish to deliver? If you have got this beliefs, you need to change it. So first of all, work on your beliefs about engagement. Because your beliefs about the engagement with digitalization will in turn help you to develop the engagement for professors as well as for students. Yes? Are you all together? If you are all together, just type together in the chat box so that I'll understand that yes, we are together. We are on the same platform. Yes, perfect. Superb. So moving ahead from the beliefs to potential, find out to increase engagement, what are potentials as an individual I need to develop so that it will help to enhance the actions that I am going to take. So what are the actions that I want to do? So for that, what potentials I need to learn is to learning different platforms, is to learn about creating sessions to be delivered online. So these are the potential that you need to work on. And once you start developing the potential, it will enhance your actions. And once you are working on enhanced actions, you are giving enhanced action, you're performing enhanced actions, then the results that you will get will be the results that you have expected. Once you get your desired results, it will strengthen your belief cycle. Will this be helpful to you all? Yes? Will this belief cycle will helpful to all? As a professor, as a student? Yes? Perfect. Amazing. Great. So now that we have seen that belief cycle can be used to increase engagement, and the solution that I provided that can be used to increase the engagement, we will move ahead. And here I'll be presenting you with some mantras which will be helpful to you in dealing with the previous challenges that I have discussed. So when we talk about the challenges that we are facing in this era of where everything is going digital. So these are the effective mantras for effective engagement. So the first is acceptance and adaptability is the key. Okay. Acceptance and adaptability is the key. And when we talk about acceptance and adaptability, I just remember a story which I would like to share it over here. Would you like to have this, listen to this story? Would you like to listen? If yes, type yes in the chat box. Would you like to listen to this story? Great. So, amazing. Yeah. So, every one of you must have heard about this story. This story is about the great legend, Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. So, his vision was to bring Swarajya. His only goal was to bring Swarajya, total independence, wherein everyone will be happy and prosperous. This was his goal. And he was ready to do anything for it. Okay. So, do you think that Shivaji Maharaj was having lots and lots of challenges? Do you agree to this? Yes. Do you agree? Right? Yeah. And let's take one particular situation wherein he was invited as a guest, okay, in Darbar of Aurangzeb. He was invited as a guest and he was asked to stand in the ranks which were very much lower to whatever his position is. Okay. So जी सोल्जर्स असतात त्यांची जी रँकिंग असते त्यांच्या खाली त्यांना पोझिशनिंग केलं गेलं जस्ट टू इन्सल्ट दॅट पर्सन अँड वेन शिवाजी महाराज didn't accept the situation rather than the offer that Aurangzeb had given to him, then Aurangzeb arrested him. He was put in the arrest. Now this was a challenge that Shivaji Maharaj had to face. So if he wouldn't have accepted this challenge at first place, would have been he able to find out solution? जर त्यांनी हे चॅलेंज एक्सेप्टच नसतं केलं तर त्यांना सोल्युशन शोधता आलं असतं का? येस, हे सिच्युएशन आता आहे, मी अटकेत आहे, हे जर त्यांनी एक्सेप्ट केलंच नसतं तर त्यांना याच्यावरती सोल्युशन शोधता आलं असतं का? येस ऑर नो? राइट? नो, ऑब्वियस है ना. So the first thing what he did was accepted, yes, I am in the house arrest. मला अटकेत ठेवलेलं आहे. The next step he chose was to be flexible, to be adaptable. शिवाजी महाराजांनी जर असा विचार केला असता, मी राजा आहे मग मी तो राजासारखाच बाहेर पडणार, मला सांगा ते बाहेर पडू शकले असते का? I am a king and I will get out of here only as a king. नाही, बरोबर? And the situation was so difficult that it was the question of life and death. And this man, this legend, chose to be flexible. जे लाडूचे पेटारे होते त्या पेटाऱ्यातून he decided to move out. See the amount of flexibility this person was having. And that is why today he is a legend. So adaptability, flexibility, acceptance and then adaptability and flexibility is what helps you to conquer any challenge. So जेव्हा केव्हा तुम्ही कुठल्याही प्रकारचं चॅलेंज फेस करता त्यावेळी काय करणं गरजेचं आहे, तर पहिले तर ते सिच्युएशन एक्सेप्ट करणं. कारण तुम्ही एक्सेप्ट करा नाही तर नका करू, द सिच्युएशन इज देअर. Whether you accept it or not, the situation is there. So if your goal is to reach to maximum students, if your goal is to attain the maximum knowledge, then you have to accept the situation that you need to use digitalization. You need to increase the engagement. And the moment you accept this, see the shift in the mind. Just close your eyes, everyone close your eyes and think of situation which you are not able to accept. Think of any situation or a person whom you are not able to accept. When you think about a situation or person that you are not able to accept, what is happening inside your mind? Type in the chat box, what is happening inside your mind? What is happening inside your mind? Type in the chat box. I'm waiting for your answers. Did you do the activity or not? Okay, I'll tell the activity once again. I think many of us miss the activity. The activity is that you have to just close your eyes and think of a person or situation wherein you are not able to accept the person or situation. And now open your eyes and type in the chat box what was going on inside your mind, inside your head when you are not accepting a situation or a person. As I have dealt with many of my clients and what experience they share after doing this activity is that you are bombarded with all the negative things, all the excuses that come up for not accepting that person. And the moment you close your eyes and accept the situation or the person, immediately you come across solutions which help you to accept that person or situation and then deal with it. The next thing is the flexibility, the adaptability that we need to build in ourselves in order to find out solutions and move ahead in life, because in Bollywood it is always said the show must go on. And when we use such things in our daily life, it helps us to get motivated, to get inspired, and keep moving with the change. So, acceptance and adaptability is the key. Now, moving ahead with the second mantra that I'm going to share over here is, if one can do it, anybody can learn to do it. This is very necessary that we need to understand. If one person is able to do it, anybody can learn to do it. Now the question is whether you want to learn it or not. If you don't learn it, somebody else will learn it and go ahead. If you want to go ahead, you need to learn it. Because if one can learn, one can do it, anybody can learn to do it. So if somebody is able to engage on an amazing level, you can learn to engage. And how you can do it? Use the solutions that I have given, or you can search out for solutions that are there on the Google also, wherein it will be helpful for you to increase the engagement. Okay, so moving ahead from here, the most important thing that I'm going to share with you here now is the third mantra, that is, there is no failure, only feedback. Remember this thing, there is no failure, only feedback. And how is this mantra going to help you in increasing the engagement? Do you want to know? If you want to know, type yes in the chat box so that I'll understand that you all want to know what this mantra is going to help you. Yes. So normally what happens? We look at failures as failure because we are taught to do so. Look at failures as a failure. And here I tell you, I ask you, I request you to look at your failures as a feedback, as a learning. So the moment you fail, instead of looking it as a failure, when you take it as a feedback, oh, this is what I need to change, this is what I need to learn from here and move ahead. Will that failure be a stepping stone? Yes, then that failure will be a stepping stone, right? Or it will be a stopping stone. What it will be? A stepping stone or stopping stone? Yes? What do you all think? What it will be? When you look at your failures as a feedback, yes, you are right. It becomes a stepping stone. And the moment you look at your failures as a feedback, it instantly motivates you, inspires you to move ahead, change your action, and necessary changes in action results in giving you desired goals, helps you to achieve your desired goals. Because if we think of whatever actions that we are doing not taking us towards our goal, towards our results, it is a failure. Then we stop ourselves for taking up the next step. We stop ourselves from acting and moving ahead. We get demotivated, we lose out all the inspiration, and this is how we get stuck. And if you want to come out of this, what you need to do, look at your failures as a feedback. So when you do all these things, whenever you are facing any challenges, use this mantra, use the generative success cycle. Will that be difficult for you to get out of this challenge of how to increase engagement in this digitalization? Will this be a problem anymore? Tell me, will this be a problem anymore? Will this be a problem anymore? Perfectly. Yes, you are right, Bhagyashri. In my Akruti, yes, it won't be a problem. And when there is no problem, who can stop you from being successful? Who can stop you from achieving the results that you want to achieve? Nobody. And when you are successful, when you are happy, will there be any stress which will bother you? Will there be any stress which will bother you? So now from here, I am going to tell you a few things which will help you to enhance your thinking patterns. How to get more and more solutions, how to become resourceful, how to become more innovative, how to become more creative. Do you want to learn all these things? You want to learn? Yes or no? Because this is what is going to help you in this digital era. And it is called as the method of chunking. So whenever we are stuck up in any kind of problem, what we need to do is first of all chunk up. What you do when you do chunking up is you just go one step above the problem. Okay. So how to do this? Do you want to know how to do this? Chunking up, chunking down. Do you want to know? Yes? how to become solution oriented, how to become resourceful. You want to know? What about others? I've got one answer. What about others? Perfect. So, see, I'll give you an example. Okay. So, uh, give me one problem. Give me one problem, any problem, and I'll tell you how to chunk up. Give me one problem. A challenge, any challenge that you are currently facing, because the challenge that you give, it will be very helpful for you to understand this process of chunking up. So I need an example from you. Anybody can type any example, any challenge that they are facing right now. Even you can just unmute and tell me the challenge that you are facing. Nobody? Yeah.
सर मायसेल्फ गायत्री पॉयनेटकर.
Yes. Yes, then.
सध्याच्या परिस्थितीमध्ये मुलांना ऑनलाईन शिकवणं हे फारच कठीण जात आहे, स्पेशली फॉर मॅथमॅटिक्स सब्जेक्ट.
Okay.
कारण की काय ते काय म्हणजे त्यांना समजलं आहे, नुसतं आपण नोट्स किंवा हे पीपीटी बनवून त्यांना प्रेझेंट करणे न्यूमरिकल मेथडच्या आणि त्यांच्याकडनं सॉल्व्ह करून घेणे, पण त्यांनी सॉल्व्ह केलंय की नाही हे इथे बसून समजणं फारच कठीण जात आहे. So it is a challenge for professors who are teaching mathematical subjects on this digital era.
राईट. सो आता आपण हे एक एक्झाम्पल कन्सिडर करूयात आणि हे एक्झाम्पल जेव्हा आपण कन्सिडर करतो त्यावेळेस की विचार करा की चॅलेंज काय आहे की मुलांना समजतंय की नाही, त्यांना शिकवायचं कसं जेणेकरून त्यांना समजेल. ओके. हा क्वेश्चन जसा आपण स्वतःला विचारला, आपण काय केलं, आपल्याला स्वतःला प्रॉब्लेम पासून सेपरेट केलं. राईट. The moment we ask this question, what is the problem? The problem is that how I should teach the students